If you found out you only had 24 hours to live, what would you change? Would you still check your emails? Argue with strangers online? Scroll for hours pretending you're resting? Most of us live like we've been promised 1,000 more days. But what if we haven't? Why do we act like we'll always have more time, when the only thing we actually have is this moment? This isn't just about death, it's about how you choose to live. The Roman philosopher Seneca once said, with wisdom echoing through the centuries, you act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire, as if you have endless time for your dreams. In other words, we panic over little things but waste time like it's infinite. We delay joy, we postpone honesty, and we let days slip by unnoticed. We think, I'll travel when I have money, or when life finally slows down. I'll say how I feel when the time is right, as if the perfect moment will magically appear. I'll start that dream later, convincing myself there's always more time. But later is a myth we sell ourselves to feel safe, a comforting lie that keeps us from living fully. Nietzsche warned us, most people live on autopilot. They conform, they postpone, they drift through life. They obey routines, not values, and rarely question why. He called it the last man, someone who doesn't suffer, doesn't strive, just exists, drifting through life without purpose. Safe, numb, sedated, sound familiar? So, let's say you really did have just 24 hours left to live. Not in a dramatic Hollywood sense, but for real. What would actually shift in your life? You'd likely stop worrying about the opinions of people who don't really matter to you. You'd probably stop faking interest in things that bore you or drain your energy. You might finally say what you mean. Maybe you'd call your mother or someone you love. Hug your friend. Apologize. Forgive. Let go of old grudges. You might even feel free. Because time pressure has a way of burning away the bullshit and distractions. This thought experiment isn't just philosophical or abstract. Psychologists actually use it in therapy sessions. It's called temporal reframing, shrinking the timeline to discover what actually matters most. And when people do it, something amazing happens. They get clear, and life feels more meaningful. Someday is the most dangerous word in the human language. Someday I'll change, I tell myself. Someday I'll leave this job. Someday I'll start writing. Someday I'll be happy, or so I hope. But someday is a lie dressed up in comfort and false reassurance. It lets us procrastinate on becoming who we're truly meant to be. The philosopher Heidegger called it being toward death, not in a morbid way, but as a wake-up call to live. He believed the awareness of death gives life urgency and meaning, not panic, purpose. The modern world doesn't like urgency unless it sells something to us. But real urgency isn't noisy or overwhelming. It's quiet, intentional, present, and it's always waiting for you to notice. So, how would you live if you only had 24 hours? Would you be more honest, more loving, more bold? Would you waste it in anxiety and comfort, or spend it creating, connecting, living? The truth is, you do have 24 hours. That's all you ever have. The future is a concept. Yesterday is a story. Now is the only thing that breathes, so make it sacred. Because even if we don't control how long we live, we do control how deeply we live. Don't wait to die before you decide to live. Don't wait for permission, perfection, or the right time. You already have everything you need. You just need to stop living like tomorrow is guaranteed. What would you do if this was your last 24 hours? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk. This is Modern Morality. See you in the now.